StarPlanetTV.com. You all ready to meet my first guest? Yes. I think this crowd needs some coffee because they are just like this morning. My first guest, this young lady to my right, I met her when I was on the set of The In Crowd. She was playing a very interesting character. At the time, she was playing a high school character, and I was like, okay, so she's in high school. But it turns out she was playing a very great role, and she's a little bit older than being in high school at the time. And now she owns her own acting, a theatrical company, and she's only 25 years old. Give it up for Rosette Jarrett. Welcome to the show, Rosette. You doing all right?
Yes, I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
You all right? Now, are you awake? Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, now I'm worried about these people. Now I'm giving my heart and soul out there. I'm only hearing crickets. Now, what's wrong with that? Do I need to take a commercial break now?
Come on, crowd.
Now, you were listening to my 5 points. What do you think about them?
I think that those points are very creative and an excellent points of choice. Mm-hmm. What I think about success, I put it like this: set your plans, and then when you achieve those plans, that's becoming successful.
Amen.
And that's how I planned myself out. When I started in high school, I set goals, mm-hmm. For my future plans, mm-hmm. and I would check them off, and I would say, okay, yes, I achieved that. That's success. I achieved that. That's success. So it's not really all about the money, like you say. Mm-hmm. It's about the goals that you set and the achievement, what you have made of the goals that you set.
Absolutely. So whatever you write on a paper as being successful, if somebody doesn't agree with it, that's their problem, right? Because that's success to you. Mm-hmm. Now, you've been in the industry for a while now, and you've seen a lot of ups and downs.
A lot of ups and downs.
Now, can you agree with me when you say you see a lot of phony, wishy-washy people?
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say you have to be very careful of the jobs that you take. Is it benefiting you or is it benefit the company? And then as far as like the acting jobs, are you going to do a show on Broadway or are you going to do a community theater show? Mm-hmm. Which one would benefit on your resume? Mm-hmm. You got to think about those things. And mm-hmm. Like I said, there's a lot of crooked people too. They'll put like, okay, you'll get $1,000 if you do this, and when it comes at the end, you're not really getting anything because you didn't even sign no contracts. Exactly. And you're entering the business and you don't really know anything about it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I encourage people to be educated about the field.
Mm-hmm. Now, my question to you, excellent point. Now, my question to you, though, is, being in the industry for the few years you've been in, because you're so young, what's driven you to stay in it?
Well, since I was a young girl, I always wanted...
She said a young girl. Can you believe that? Go ahead.
I'm not that young. Okay. Mm. Since I've been young, when I was in grammar school, you have that teacher say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Mm-hmm. And I said, I want to be a teacher, and I want to be an actress, and I want to, motivate others. Mm-hmm. And I stuck with that goal, throughout my whole life. Mm-hmm. And, some people change throughout their lives. They're like, well, I don't want to be no teacher anymore. I don't want to be no actress. But I actually stuck with that goal, and I set goals along with that, so I can, each year I would say, okay, I made this goal. I'm gonna achieve that, and I did. Mm-hmm. And what got me into acting is the speech team at my high school. I used to do dramatic interpretation and humorous interpretation, where you have to do 7 different characters and you have to do 7 different voices for them. And I just fell in love with it when I entered high school. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, I've been, doing commercials. I've been doing short films, independent films. Mm-hmm. And it's something that's a part of me, and I cannot let it go.
But the one thing that's interesting is 2 things. When you're in high school, when you're in grammar school, they always talk about, that like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an actor, I want to be a doctor, I want to be all this other stuff. But in this day and age, they like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a crackhead. You got people just like saying silly stuff. Just like when I was in you had you probably too young. I'll talk to the audience. They probably remember that. When you had those days where they'd be like the class who voted for the class clown.
Oh yeah, and I had that too.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had that.
Voted for the best dressed and all this other stuff. Vote most likely to succeed. You remember those? know.
Right, yeah.
But now they've added a category. They had most likely to succeed. Now they have most likely to smoke weed. Now what is that all about?
I don't know anything.
You understand? I told you to know about that.
Not about that part. But
okay.
by the most, the person that would succeed the most in the future. Mm-hmm. I did see those categories.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is, people, when you think about those things, mm-hmm. they choose different people out of the crowd. Mm-hmm. And they place that position on them. Mm-hmm. But, they may be the ones that do not
They
succeed.
normally are the ones that don't. They're
right.
the ones that's most likely to smoke weed. But, the funny thing about it, though, is that you never know. It makes you feel bad as a kid, Mm-hmm. I mean, you think about, well, if they going to succeed, what is going to happen to me? You sitting there like, man, right. that ain't fair.
It gives you low self-esteem.
Yeah, you're like, what the world? It's just like, I always say this when I'm teaching my Bible class, Mm-hmm. People tell you this, and there's nothing wrong with it to a degree, but don't make somebody feel self-conscious when they be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm blessed by the best, Okay, nothing wrong with that. But what does that make me feel like? And like, right. I'm blessed and highly favored, mm-hmm. and I say, what am I, cursed and lowly regarded? I mean, come on, man, don't be sitting there trying to make it seem like, if you blessed, I'm not.
Right.
In terms of that. Not trying to have church this morning, but
Amen.
Just wanted to make a point in regards to that. I'm speaking to the lovely Rosetta Jarrett about her career, her young career, and the things that she's doing. If you want to send her any questions, you can always get on StarPlanetTV.com and just look up the Center Fashion Show, and then you can live text with us this morning. So what do you tell us about this company that you own, this theater company?
The company is called Magnified Gift Theater Company, mm-hmm. and I developed it while I was in college. My thing is, don't wait for a director or a producer to call you for a show. Take it in your own hands. If you want to act, be determined and develop your own thing. If you can't sit down and wait for success to come to you. Exactly. You have to be the success, and you have to put yourself out there. You are your own job.
Give her a round of applause. I like that. Absolutely. That makes all the sense in the world. And you have to take matters in your own hand. That's why Tyler Perry's done it. That's
right.
why John Singleton's done it. Stop waiting for a handout. Go out and make your own opportunity.
You have to. If this is the field that you want to be in, you have to be determined and dedicated to it. Mm-hmm. Don't sit back and say, "Oh, I missed the call. I'm rejected now. I don't want to be in the field anymore." You're gonna get rejection. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get people that talk you down. You're gonna get people that say you're not a good actor or a good actress, but you got to keep moving forward. If it's something that you're dedicated about, it's going to go forth, and you're going to be successful in doing it.
Absolutely. I firmly agree with you. Now, in your company that you do, before we go to our commercial break, you're looking for all sorts of talent or a particular group or what?
My company revolves around all races, all different types of people, all ages. The reason why I develop it is to develop family-oriented shows. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it revolves around. I talk about rape. I talk about abuse amongst the youth, adults as well. So it's geared towards everyone that's in our communities today.
Excellent. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have more with Rosette Jarrett, and then we're going to be taking your questions right after this.